Obtaining these resources has finally come to this important stage. And without further ado, let us now start our ceremony by welcoming our Chief Natural Resource Officer to give us a project overview. Please welcome Ms. Melissa Mead.
Permit me to adopt the protocol already established. Good morning. Agriculture in Anguilla has faced many challenges or barriers to sustainable food production and food security, such as limited arable land, drought, natural disasters, cost of inputs, and access to inputs. Yet, strides have been made to advance the sector through the evolution of equipment and the use of technology. We recognize that we have work to do to increase local production, as only a very small percentage of food is produced locally when compared to imports. In 2022, the government of Anguilla approved in the budget capital funding that aligned with one of their strategic policy objectives to improve food security and offset food imports by increasing agricultural and fisheries production. This amount totaled to US $461,321, or about 1.2 million EC, to accomplish the following measures: to increase protected agriculture through the provision of access to shade houses, to diversify and increase crop production, to extend the crop growing season, to improve access to good quality water until a long-term solution can be found through the investment in water tanks, to facilitate increased local egg production by reducing cost inputs, to provide an environment for the slaughter of livestock to meet regional and international health and safety standards, to increase services to livestock farmers through the investment of a hatchery and abattoir. So the project entailed the following measures. One, shade houses. This totaled to about $170,000. This is to combine traditional open farming with shade houses to improve growing conditions. The shade houses should curb heat impact, minimize pests, and reduce the spread of certain diseases. So 10 shade houses, 110 by 30 feet, were acquired for distribution. Ground cover will also be provided to each recipient of those shade houses. Water tanks. So about $40,000 was spent. We recognize that access to potable water is not available to all farmers. In some areas, the salinity of the water makes it unsuitable for crop production. So while efforts have been made to secure reductions in water costs, as well as pipe quality water to certain areas, this remains a challenge. Thus, the intention of this activity to provide farmers who do not have access to potable water with a source. So 22,000-gallon capacity water tanks are being acquired for distribution. 10 are currently on island and 10 are to arrive next year. Each tank will be provided to the farmer with 2,000 gallons of water. The hatchery costs about $60,000. So the building that's painted green and yellow to the north has been retrofitted to become a hatchery. And so the intention, eggs will be hatched and chicks housed for sale to the farmers. Once fully operational, farmers will be able to order their chicks locally and would not have to go through the hassle of importing chicks. The project starts with a maximum capacity of 2,000 eggs that can be hatched at a time. The hatchery should be a secure compound to reduce any biosecurity risks. So the front of the hatchery, which is on the other side of the building, will be fenced, which will only allow authorized persons access. The abattoir which will be the building to your northwest, to the back of you, will be retrofitted to become a slaughter facility. The intention, we're going to start small and grow as the demand increases for the slaughtering facilities. Our team visited the abattoir facility in St. Kitts and in Nevis as well to have a better appreciation of what is required to operate and manage a facility of this nature. So part of that activity, a study tour was done to St. Kitts and Nevis. So they had visiting of the abattoir was one of those activities. While in St. Kitts and Nevis, the team also visited shade houses and greenhouses to build capacity and to have a better appreciation of what occurs and how we would be better able to assist the teams locally on island. You want the cost for that as well? I don't think so. So as part of the project as well, the department looked at stud services. So we recognize that the available breeds on island may be limited, and we would like to reduce any potential of inbreeding. And so to minimize that occurrence, the department acquired a Savannah buck, and we plan to offer stud services next year. We also embarked on a fodder project. So we trialed growing different types of grasses earlier this year, and during the very dry season, we distributed some of those grasses to farmers locally, and it was well received. And so we intended to, again to your north, you can't see the area because it's blocked by the building. We cleared to the north of the building to grow grass fodder for the livestock farmers to assist them in fodder feed for their animals during the very dry seasons. So the measures being implemented are to support the farmers and the technical team in delivery of government's mandate to improve food security and offset food imports by increasing agriculture and fisheries production. So everything that was mentioned is intended to increase our production with the anticipated positive impact of reducing our imports. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Mead, for that lovely overview of the projects. I would now like to invite the Honorable Minister of Sustainability, Innovation and Environment, Ms. Quincy Gomes-Marie, to address us with a few words.
Endorsing the protocol as established, I wish you all a pleasant good morning. And I extend an even warmer good morning to members of the Farmers Association and the recipients who are in our presence today. Today marks a significant step towards our goal of improving national food security. Any country that is serious about sustainable development must have food security as a top priority. If nothing else, the food disruptions that we experienced after the passage of Hurricane Irma and during the COVID-19 pandemic expose the extent of our vulnerabilities. For me, the challenges experienced during and in the aftermath of those events were a call to action. Having been afforded the opportunity to serve as Minister of Sustainability, Innovation and the Environment, I could not pay lip service to these issues that have such a profound impact on our livelihoods, well-being, and quality of life. Consistent access to locally grown, nutritious food for our people is not a pipeline dream. It is a necessity. It results in better health outcomes, reduction in non-communicable diseases, reduction in poverty and hunger, and increased resilience in the face of disaster. I have every confidence that even with our challenges, such as limited arable lands and water scarcity, we have the capacity to produce more food and decrease our reliance on food imports. That is why I am 100% committed to providing farmers and fishers the support they need to produce more. To me, you are our unsung heroes and heroines. You are doing the work that only a few are called to do and even fewer want to do. But I am inspired by your dedication, your love for farming, your desire to contribute to our country's development by fulfilling the most basic yet most important need, the need for food. It is for these reasons that I pledge to ensure that there is significant investment made in improving food security, that funding is made available, and a project is designed and implemented to address this national issue. I believe I have kept my end of the bargain, and I am pleased today that we officially begin the process of providing farmers with the resources you need so that you can contribute even more to your communities. In a few minutes, we will be announcing the names of persons who will be the first beneficiaries of this project. Those who will be provided with water tanks and shade houses based on an established criteria. However, I want to ensure you that this project does not end today. Those who may not receive today still have the opportunity to receive next year, because you'll hear very shortly from the Premier in today's budget speech about further investments in food security. Our desire is to have as many farmers as possible benefit from this project so that we have ensured that access is provided at little to no cost for you. In return, we are dependent on you to remain committed to food production, to take care of the resources entrusted to you, and work together to ensure that this project becomes a success. While what we witness today may seem like a presentation to farmers, this is an investment in Anguilla, because all of us stand to benefit from this project. This is another building block in securing a sustainable future for our people. It is a demonstration to our young people that we are serious about agriculture and the work of farmers is meaningful, valuable, and necessary. This project required a tremendous level of effort to bring to fruition, and I must extend gratitude to the Chief Natural Resources Officer, Ms. Melissa Mead, who is the project lead. I'm sorry, it rhymed. And the project team comprising of William Vanterpool, Director of Natural Resources Agriculture, Mr. Trenton Roach, Isabel Rosario, Mr. Colin Fleming, Mr. Dwight Carty, Dr. Melissa Brooks, and Tashim Fleming for putting all hands on deck to ensure that this is a reality. Last but by no means least, I would also like to extend gratitude to my permanent secretary, Mrs. Chanel Petty-Barrett, who, when I first raised this idea, she took it on as her own, and in short order, we had a full business case for the project, and it got us a lot of money. Thank you. This is still a work in progress. Our hatchery is nearing completion, the abattoir is just getting started, and market upgrades are in the works, but I am an optimist that we are moving in the right direction. I'm grateful to everyone who contributed in any way, big or small, to the progress we have made, and I look forward to your support to ensure that this initiative is one that we can all be proud of. And in closing, I leave you with this simple pledge: this is only the beginning. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Marie Gums. Gums Marie, sorry, my bad. As we continue with our ceremony, we will now invite the Director of Natural Resources Agriculture, Mr. William Vanterpool, and once again, our Minister of Sustainability, Innovation, and Environment, Ms. Quincy Gums Marie, to make an announcement of the recipients.
Good morning. My job here is simple this morning: to just call the names of the persons who are the beneficiaries of this project, both the water tanks and the shade houses. I will begin with Eula Bartlett, water tank. Thank you very much. Bill. Put everything there. Oops. Next, we'll have Nigel Gums, water tank. See if this Nigel isn't here. Next, we'll have George Wallace, water tank. Yeah. Yes, it's going to be soon over, and this is a very good sign for the distribution of the water tanks. We may get them full today. Yeah, the Lord is blessing us for all this work we put into getting this food production project on the go. We also have Donnelly Richardson, water tank. This is one of our livestock farmers. And also Ronnie Richardson. I had a call that they had some problems with the vehicle on their way up, so they'll be here anytime shortly. So Donnelly and Ronnie Richardson, two livestock farmers, they also receive water tanks. Give them a round of applause, please. Susan Smith, water tank. Laurel Richardson, water tank. Othlin Vanterpool, water tank, livestock farmer. When your name is called, you just raise your hand so we can see who it is. We'll give the certificates as soon as the rain is over. Next, we have Nathaniel Paul, water tank. Next, we have Von Petty, water tank. Vina Telemac, shade house. Cecil Richardson, pastor, shade house. Louis Castello, Louis Castello, shade house. Lana Rogers, shade house. Shane Smith, shade house and water tank. Conrad Gomes, shade house and water tank. Claude Smith, shade house and water tank. Vivian Fleming, shade house and water tank. Amanda, George, Shade House, and Water Tank. And last but by no means least, Oceande Brooks, Shade House and Water Tank. Thank you all very much. And as the minister said, this is only the beginning. There are going to be in the new year, order for more water tanks and more shade houses. So for those of you who didn't apply the last time, make sure that you get your application in. And those who didn't receive yet, just make sure that you apply. Thank you all very much.
Thank you, Mr. Vanderpool and Ms. Quincy Gomes-Marie. As we continue, I would like to now invite the President of the National Farmers Association, Mr. Conrad Gomes, to give a few remarks.
Good morning to everyone. I adopt the same protocol like established by other speakers. When I was a young man in my early 20s, I took a pumpkin from my backyard garden as a gift to a wise businessman in my community. He was so elated by the gift, he then asked me, which is the most important profession in the world? Without hesitation, I said, a doctor. He watched me straight in my eyes and said, the most important profession in the world is the farmer. When the Pope, the presidents, the royalties, and the entire world go to the table to eat or drink, it is provided by the farmers. I am pleased to see that the government of Anguilla recognized the importance of farming in Anguilla and has taken the initiative to assist farmers in poultry, livestock cultivation by contributing several times, mainly for farmers in remote areas, and shades to assist farmers in prolonging the producing of their crops to at least 8 months or more during the season. To make this project successful, it would need the cooperation of the Ministry of Agriculture, the Department of Natural Resources, the farmers, the business sector, and our customers who consistently support us each year. On behalf of the farmers, I would like to express appreciation and thanks to the Ministry of Agriculture and the Department of Natural Resources for contribution to the farmers. Peace and blessings to everyone. Thank you much.
Thank you, Mr. Richardson, Gomes, for those remarks. And as we now come to the end of our ceremony, I would like to invite a member of the Farmers Association, Ms. Vivian Fleming, to give the vote of thanks.
Adopting the protocol established earlier, good morning to all. It is an honor and a privilege for me to deliver the vote of thanks this morning. Thanks to Governor and all ministers government officials for your presence here this morning. We really appreciate having you here. I would also like to say thanks to Pastor Richardson for your prayer and asking God's presence and his blessings upon us. Thanks to Ms. Melissa Mead for your presentation of the overview of this project. Special thanks to Minister Quincy Gomes-Marie and others for your vision in seeing agriculture in Anguilla move to another level. We, the farmers, greatly appreciate your hard work and dedication. Yes, I'm a teacher in education, but some might not know I'm also a farmer. That's my love. P.S. Chanel Petty Barrett, thank you for the part you played in this vision. Thanks is also extended to the director and staff of the Department of Natural Resources for your continued support and assistance now and going forward. Mr. Cutter, thank you for your remarks on behalf of the farmers. Carlin, thank you for chairing this morning's proceedings. Now, a lot of thanks went around already, but on behalf of the farmers, I would like to say thanks to the persons who put your trust in us to aid in improving food security in Anguilla. You would not be disappointed. If anyone has been omitted, thank you for the part you've played in this success. Once again, thanks to all, and we really appreciate what you have done for us. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Fleming, for the vote of thanks. Now we have come to the end. After this, we would like to invite all recipients to come up here when the rain is eased, so take a picture with your certificate.